This is the White Raven. Not every lighthouse leads ships home. For centuries, sailors have shared one warning. If you see a lighthouse on a map where no lighthouse exists, turn around because the light isn't guiding ships, it's collecting them. A violent storm rolled across the Blackwater coast. Towering waves crashed against the jagged cliffs. For 53 years, Blackwater Lighthouse had stood abandoned. The keeper disappeared without a trace in 1973. Since then, the beacon had never shone again. Yet, every few years, during the worst storms, its light returned and another ship vanished. Captain Nathan Hale had spent 25 years at sea. He trusted his charts. He trusted his crew. He never trusted ghost stories. Tonight, he would question everything. His cargo ship, the Meridian, battled enormous waves. Lightning illuminated the coastline. Then, a brilliant white beam swept across the ocean. Nathan frowned. There shouldn't be a lighthouse there. His first mate checked the navigation system. Captain, it isn't on the charts. The radio crackled. Static. Then a child's voice. Welcome home. The transmission ended. Crew members exchanged nervous glances. Nathan changed course. I want to see that lighthouse. As the ship approached, the sea became strangely calm. The wind disappeared. The rain stopped. The ocean looked like black glass. The lighthouse beam slowly turned and locked onto the ship. Every compass spun wildly. Every electronic screen went black. Only one thing worked: the ship's clock. 8 o'clock p.m. A small rescue boat carried Nathan, first mate Elena, engineer Marcus, and deckhand Owen to shore. The lighthouse door stood open, waiting. Inside, a spiral staircase climbed into darkness. Fresh, wet footprints led upward, but none came down. Halfway to the top, they found a logbook. The final entry read: the light doesn't show the way, it shows who belongs. Dated tomorrow. Marcus laughed nervously. That's impossible. The beacon suddenly ignited overhead. A deafening foghorn echoed across the sea. The light wasn't shining outward, it was shining downward, into the staircase. Standing inside the beam were dozens of transparent sailors. Water streamed from their uniforms. Seaweed hung from their shoulders. None of them blinked. One sailor slowly raised a hand, pointing toward the lantern room. Nathan climbed the final steps. Inside stood the lighthouse keeper. His oilskin coat dripped seawater. His face was pale. His eyes glowed with the same crimson light as the black door. He never looked away from the horizon. Without turning, he spoke. "You're late." Nathan asked, "Who are you waiting for?" The keeper answered softly, "The last ship." Outside, the crew watched in horror as the Meridian began moving by itself. No engines, no crew. The ship sailed directly toward the cliffs. Nathan rushed outside. The sea was no longer empty. Hundreds of ghost ships surrounded the lighthouse, silent, broken, floating without wind. Each ship carried the same symbol, the eye. The keeper finally turned. His face wasn't human. It shifted constantly, becoming every sailor who had ever disappeared. His voice became many voices. The door beneath the sea is opening. The lighthouse beam turned blood red. Far below, the ocean split apart. A colossal iron structure rose from the depths. The black door, larger than any building, almost completely open. From inside, long skeletal arms reached into the sea. One hand wrapped around a ghost ship. It crumbled instantly into black ash. Nathan grabbed the lighthouse's emergency fuel line. "Get down!" He ignited it. The explosion shattered the lantern room. Glass rained into the ocean. The beam vanished. The ghost ships dissolved into fog. The enormous black door slowly sank beneath the waves. The survivors escaped before dawn. When the Coast Guard returned later that day, there was no lighthouse, only empty cliffs, as though Blackwater Lighthouse had never existed. Weeks later, Nathan received a package with no return address. Inside was the lighthouse logbook. A new final entry had appeared. "The keeper has retired." Beneath it, a second line slowly wrote itself. "Captain Nathan Hale, your shift begins soon." 2 miles beneath the ocean floor, the black door rests in darkness. The eye opens completely. A low voice echoes through the water. "Four locks remain." Suddenly, every abandoned lighthouse along the coast shines at once. Across the world, the sea across the world. A heavy storm pounds the roof of an abandoned stone church. Inside, candles ignite by themselves. The massive church bells ring once. A confession booth door slowly creaks open. From inside the darkness, a calm voice whispers, "Come in. I already know what you have done." The camera slowly pans upward. Carved into the ceiling is the eye symbol. It begins to bleed black. The church bells ring again. Wow. So now the black door final and the eye are open. What awaits there? Thank you for listening. This was the White Raven. If you like the story, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like and notification buttons, leave a comment. We'd love to hear about you from you. If you know someone who might also enjoy it, please share it with them. And if you have a story and you would like it narrated here, send it to the White Raven Stories at gmail.com. This was the White Raven. Till next time.